we came to the revelation of is that we can no longer look back on that experience as victims, as what it took from us.
Doors that a victim can't get into.
If there's something that's holding you back, whether it's a relationship, a job, a mindset, whatever it may be, you have to release that in order to keep moving forward.
She had cancer, breast cancer, and she made it a point to wear her most colorful clothing. You literally cannot dream unless you're resting, because you were created by the Creator.
Welcome back to another episode of Dishin with Dana. We're on the road today. We're in Los Angeles in this beautiful studio with Bruce and Glen, fashion designers of BruceGlen. Yep. Very easy to remember.
Yeah, we're very happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you for coming here. Appreciate it. Before we get into it, I just want to say how we met. And there's a little bit of a backstory prior to how we met, all right? So I kind of got into modeling randomly. That's just how my life is, just on a whim. Things happen. I always say, Jesus, take the wheel. That's literally my thing.
He's the best rapper.
He is, honestly. So in like March, I have a friend who's a hair stylist in LA. And he's like, I'm coming to New York. I need someone for my hair modeling thing in New York. I was like, oh, I'm hop, skipping, and jump away. I'm in New Jersey. Let's do something. I'm thinking I'm going to go to like a salon. He's going to do my hair and take a few pictures. Turns out it's at the International Beauty Show at the Javits Center. Mm-hmm. And then they're like, oh, no, you're going to model. You're going to walk on stage. You're in a suit. You're in like an outfit, the whole spiel. I'm like, I never did this before. I don't know what I'm doing. That kind of like snowballed into more gigs with this company because they liked me and my look. Then I wound up getting a casting for New York Fashion Week. And if it wasn't for these two girls in line with me, I was waiting 3 hours. I was like, I'm out. I'm not doing this. Like, this is not my thing. Like, I never did this before, whatever. They're like, no, stay. Just try it. I'm like, so I'm like, you know what? While I wait, I'm just going to go on New York Fashion Week's Instagram and see like who they're following or who's following them and just DM a bunch of designers and say like, hey, if you're interested, this is me, whatever. And I came across you two. And then so I was like, oh my goodness. So I think I messaged you and said like, hey, would love to work with you one day, whatever. But one thing that stuck out to me was that like your style. Because if there's any kind of style that is the inside of my brain, it's this. But two is like your personality and your positivity and the happiness and joy that you spread. And I literally just saw it from, your Instagram page. And I was like, I have a podcast. I want to talk to them. So like, I would love to model with you if that's still in the cards one day, but
come on.
but really I wanted to talk to you guys because it seems like you have such an incredible story and you're twins and you got colorful stuff and it's just like amazing.
Hair,
so excuse me for not knowing all the modeling terms and fashion terms and everything.
It's okay. We don't know them either.
So that's how this all came to be. And it's just really freaking cool.
We're happy that an Instagram post from New York Fashion Week landed us here.
Yeah.
Because we're excited to talk to you too.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So let's just go right into it.
Okay.
How did this all begin? How did BruceGlen start? Like, were you always into fashion?
In the womb of our mother. No, I'm just joking. Well, I guess we were always into fashion and art. Our father is an artist.
Oh, wow, okay.
He still is, but
he's not really practicing. We just actually reunited with him after 13 years
of not seeing him.
Yeah, and he expressed to us that he was going to start getting back into art because growing up, when he was around, we would watch him draw. We would watch him.
Sometimes he would let us color in certain pieces of what he was doing.
Cool. And he was just a very creative man. He was a garbage man. He was so many things growing up, but he was a garbage man for a while, and he would bring home like other people's trash. And before we knew it, like he had made it into some kind of treasure that stayed in our house for many years.
Yeah, I think just with his generation. It may be true with this generation too, or our generation. Maybe not this generation, but our generation, the one after.
What are you guys, like millennials?
We're millennials.
Okay, same.
Like art just wasn't like an option. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it was about practicality and like just really 9 to 5. What made sense?
Figuring out how to pay those bills.
How to pay the bills. There's too many things to worry about. What you doing that whimsical art stuff?
We were exposed to art from him, and we just sort of kind of just explored our creativity as we grew.
Yeah, I mean, we
had
were
a
always
singing
doing
group.
something creative. Yeah,
We had a lot of creative businesses. We were entrepreneurs before we knew how to pronounce it, or even that it was a word.
Right?
We had lemonade stands. We would draw paper pets and sell them to our neighbors, and then we would show up the next week and say your dog's out of food, and have paper food, and be like, you have to buy the food, and then you have to get a weekly subscription to the food.
You
They were
guys
like,
were starting subscription before
right?
subscriptions were a thing.
starting subscription, and our neighbors just thought it was so cute.
All that was in our minds was the dollar signs.
Right.
Yeah.
Until you make enough money for the ice
me
cream
and my
truck.
friend.
Really, that was it.
Literally, we were hustlers. We did the lemonade stands,
Come on.
like
Literally.
all that kind of stuff. We were running fake restaurants. And
Yeah,
We
we
had a
did.
fake
Yeah.
restaurant too.
We had a spa. We did nails. My mother had a very crooked set of acrylics when we were younger. So we did just about everything. We explored our creativity. And now that I'm thinking about it, in some ways, Mom really let us do that.
Yeah.
Wow. So did you ever have like an idea of what you wanted to do? Was this always the plan, or was it kind of like did you have a plan B ever too? Like if it didn't work
Plan
out?
B? No, I think
We knew it was something creative, but
Yeah.
I don't think that we settled on fashion until high school when we were leaving to go to college.
so. Like up until like the last minute, we were just going to go to school. We got accepted to Morehouse. We were going to go to Morehouse for business. We also had applied to a bunch of business programs at different colleges and stuff. And then we also applied for this small liberal arts college, which gave us a good amount of money for the first 2 years. We, at the last minute, decided, you know what, let's go to school for fashion and not just business. Because in our mind, we were thinking we have the fashion part. We just need to know how to run a business. But then we also really wanted to dive deeper into what studying fashion.
So Bruce studied
could be.
fashion design, and I studied fashion merchandising and business marketing.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I think
Tag
us-
teamed it.
We
Yeah.
tag teamed
That's
it, right?
cool.
And us deciding we're going to study fashion, I think that was kind of us also committing and making a decision this is how we're going to make money. This is how we're going to make a living. And
So I guess it was always our plan A when we finally decided what we were going to do, and we just never sort of strayed from that. Yeah.
yeah.
And I also want to preface in case whether people are watching or listening, can you say your names like Bruce and Glen, right? Just so the people listening, I don't know if they can tell your voice, the difference in your voice,
Right.
because we have to get into that
Right,
too.
I don't
You
know.
guys
I
are-
don't think they'll be able to.
Glenn's is a little higher. My voice
Yeah, I'm Bruce. I'm a little deeper.
I'm Glenn. Mine's higher.
Yeah, could you talk like that the whole time, please? Thank you.
Distinguished.
No, I just had to do because we have to talk about that too. Obviously, you guys are twins, which
Yeah.
is really cool.
Yeah.
And how is that dynamic? You are identical twins,
We
right?
were identical twins. We
Okay.
were split from one egg and one sperm.
Yeah.
Which is a crazy. When I think about it too much, I talk crazy. Can't compute.
Yeah.
But between 4 and 8 days,
Oh wow, we're going deep.
I'm laughing because he had this conversation with a lot of people.
You just had a
now
conversation with the guy outside. There's a
Yes.
twin outside.
yeah, it was a twin outside.
That's wild. What are the odds of that?
We have a lot of conversations with strangers every day.
I'm sure you
of
do.
Our,
Every day.
our twinnicity.
And
our
sometimes
twinship.
when we're in a rush to get somewhere, it's a little crazy.
And then we
Hey,
don't want to be
girl.
rude. Even the guy
where-
downstairs,
Yeah.
I'm like, we got to get upstairs.
He's like,
shoot this
let me ask you a question if you have some time. I'm like,
And you don't want to be like, sir, don't have time. Bye.
See ya.
But so between 4 and 8 days, so the first the sperm and the egg come together, right? And for the first 4 days, it's a single person,
Wowee.
one
No
person.
way.
And somewhere between 4 and 8 days is when one becomes two. It's a set of twins. That's from a song that we have. It's called Twins. That's crazy to me. For 4 days, we were one person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So people have varying opinions of twins and their closeness
Yeah.
and the individuality.
I mean, growing up, they try to separate us a lot. You have to assert yourself. Who are you and who are you? But I mean, we're the same person, literally.
We're the same
And we're happy. We're happy.
Two brains, one mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. No, that's crazy because because you had a pop up in New York too recently. And that's where I officially met you guys. And you guys were like finishing each other's sentences. And I mean, I'm not a twin, I'm an only child, but the closest person to me is my friend Christina. We've been friends since like early childhood. And we can just look at each other and just like, think, you know? Like even I'm here and she's in New Jersey, I bet I can be like, if I text her one emoji or something,
she knows.
She'll know what's up. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And so I think that we tell people all the time that's part of it. Like we have the same. We've been together forever, and we have the same
lived
experiences. So we share.
So they
a lot
inform
of
our memories. They inform our triggers. You know, and so all those things are pretty much identical. Like we could hear a song, and then we'll both have the same memory of the same moment when we heard that song
together
you're
in
together,
1952.
Wowee, that's so cool. I find it so fascinating.
I know it's pretty cool. It is. We realize the blessing of it.
Yeah, it's a gift to have someone that close.
You were born with a best friend.
Literally,
you know,
best friend, business partner,
everything.
You know, roommate, all the things.
Do you like? This might be cliche or rude to ask, but do you guys get like tired of each other or anything?
Not tired of each other, but like just like any person you're close with.
We have our moments where you know we argue a bit or we disagree.
But we decided a little while ago not to stay mad too long. You know, which
Don't go to bed.
Sounds like a married couple.
I know it does. It does. I think probably a lot of things of our relationship could be like similar to. We used to pastor at a church years ago, and we would counsel married couples sometimes, like young married couples, and I would notice, like, I would be able to speak to their like living situation dynamic because of like our experiences, and it's like you have to make sure you're listening because sometimes they're saying something that deeper than what they, you know what I mean, and that came from me, like listening
from our
to
own lived experiences as twins.
But yeah, it's a real blessing because you, like, he sees me in a way that no one else sees me. He knows me in a way that no one else knows me. So that gives him a unique ability to check me in a way that that I won't hold myself accountable for. You know, and so the relationship makes us sharper. I would say. Yeah,
it's like having a mirror. You know, a mirror where you can truly see yourself. You know, and that's the beauty of having such a close relationship.
Yeah, and so piggybacking off of what you just said too, you said you were a pastor at a church or something?
Yeah.
Right? So let's talk about that because I was asking about like, oh, what's your title, fashion designer? But there's so much more to that because you also host Joy Over, right? And then you do the pastor bit, right? And I guess
not so much anymore.
Not anymore, but you still speak.
We're still ministers of the Lord.
Yeah, because I mean, I see it.
We never stop that.
No, I love that. I love that. So, like, what's the resume look like? So,
yeah, I mean, you know what? It's also interesting. We never like imagine our life taking the turns and the twist and just like the things that we've been able to do. And so I guess we went to school in Pennsylvania.
And in between our sophomore and junior year of
we got an
college.
internship in New York City. And we couldn't afford to go back to school. We only had like enough scholarship money for the first 2 years. And when we got to Pennsylvania, now we had not to Pennsylvania, but to New York, we had to make a choice or find a new way, I would say. And we went to our internship and said, hey, we're not going to be able to go back to school, but we really like to stay working here and stay in
Can
New
you
York
hire us
City.
full time, please?
Yeah.
And so they did. And at that point, we
Wow.
were working. Our internship was with House of Darion, Beyonce's company, when it first started.
When we officially started House of Darion, Beyonce's company had parted ways with the licensing company we were working with. And they brought a brand from LA called American Rag to New York City.
yeah.
And so we got hired to begin working at American Rag. And I was a designer or the assistant designer for tops and dresses. And Bruce did non-denim woven bottoms.
So
I know,
because there was a whole denim section.
Very specific.
Yeah, I know. The denim is a crazy word.
There was a knit designer, a sweater designer, so every category had its own
But
designer.
at the same time, we got invited on the street to a church. And we have a church background. At that point, like we had been going to church all of our lives with our mom, and she had been pressuring us to find a
Wipe
church.
your eye a little bit, Bruce. You got a little
tear
the
there?
eyes watering over there.
And she had
It's
been
still a little bit more water right under there. Get it.
Don't
Get
cry.
it.
It's
Okay.
not a crying
Don't
podcast.
cry, Bruce. Everything is okay.
No, I don't know what happened. My eye watered a little bit. But
okay.
I wasn't crying. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't crying. No. So my mother,
She'd been calling us saying,
she said, find a church, find a church.
Find a church while
So we
you're
went
here.
to a few churches and stuff, and I don't know, it just didn't feel good, right?
And then one day we got invited to a church.
Yeah,
It was
on
a
the street.
Saturday. We were at a fashion show. This young pretty girl walks up to us, invites us to her church, and then we go the next day. Like
Yeah,
the
because
next
it was
day.
Saturday and we went Sunday.
And we went there and we sort of just got enraptured.
Like the first service, like there was a minister who like prophesied to us. He said, "You two are pastors. God's going to use you
And you're gonna
in
be
a great way. You're going to be a
successful
successful
and
businessman."
all these things. It was like,
Getting chills.
And also pastors of the church.
and
He
then-
said, but the things that you want to happen will not happen unless you serve God as well with your
Wowee.
life. And we're like, how many cars did you say? a mansion in Malibu, please.
And
Manifest it.
so long story short, we got really involved really fast. And within 2 years, we were pastoring the Manhattan branches of this church. And we launched a satellite branch in Italy.
Italy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
know.
my goodness
It's crazy.
me. I'm
And we
obsessed.
didn't even go. We never even went. It was through a young lady.
But
that,
this was kind of the system of the church,
Yeah.
like you would kind of bring someone.
and they would start with like satellite Bible studies, and then the
Yeah.
satellite Bible study would grow into
It was
a
very
congregation.
like the church itself wasn't grassroots, but the way of working was very grassroots. Like find someone who is, interested in.
Long story short, because it's a really long story. We're actually writing a book about it.
Oh man, that's amazing.
We got really involved really quickly. We opened up a bunch of churches. We were there for 16 years. And
Really?
probably in church every day of our lives.
Yeah, I mean, we were
or doing
responsible
something church
for the
related for 16
like the
years.
young artists of the church. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like like in the plays and the music and all those kinds of things. That was
But
our
4 years ago, we left that church because we realized we were in a cult.
Yeah, it had taken over our life in such a way. We had disconnected from. I know he was like, "Oh, I was expecting it to go there." We were
up.
disconnected from family.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
We
Wow.
had no
Okay.
life
And
outside
I
of the
don't
church.
use that word lightly. And it took a long time for us to come to an understanding that literally that's what was happening with our life for the last.
So it was a
16
very
years.
traumatic and dramatic separation, so much so that we moved across the country to kind of really separate ourselves from the people in the city.
Wow.
It was our lives were so much wrapped up in it that we needed to be out of the city in order to. And then like even like phone calls and stuff, we really still didn't cut that off until like
maybe about a year.
a year of living away, understanding that those relationships were not relationships that we needed to continue because they
Yeah.
all began and continued and would have continued in an unhealthy
in a very
dynamic.
manipulative way.
Yeah. Wow. We.
Yeah.
So we
You say I didn't know that we were gonna be talking about this.
Yeah. Wow.
so we're writing a book about it.
Yeah,
but
it's a really long
Yeah.
story.
But it's been
you know?
it's been a really wonderful learning process and growing, and we're still growing. And we're still coming to
unlearning a lot of
terms.
things, you
Yeah.
know. In these last
like-
4 years in LA, which is what we were talking about a little earlier, which is why LA has been so healing for us because it was just the move and the new atmosphere that we needed in order to sort of cultivate this new way of life that we've sort of kind of been living in
Yeah.
the last 4 years.
Which has been like, I mean, we worked so much when we were in New York. I mean, we were on the go.
I get that.
It was so much a part of our, like, if we were going to go to the
And
gym.
it was mostly ministry that we were doing.
Yeah.
And we
Wow.
were trying to maintain either our business or a 9 to 5, whatever we had going on at that moment.
Because like we also worked a 9 to 5 while we were doing like full-time ministry.
Yeah, of
and
course.
also
also
Yeah.
were
trying to
launching
stuff.
churches. We were doing 4 or 5 Bible studies every week from different parts of the city. We were doing satellite Bible studies.
If we were going to go to the gym, we brought 2 of our disciples with us so that we could have like on the go
Wow,
training
whole
and talks.
thing.
Sometimes
and
we would
stuff.
we would preach 4 services in one day. Sometimes,
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, from
Okay.
different parts of New York City. You know,
we would have a
That's
service at the
wild.
Apollo, then we would do a service Midtown, then we would do a service at
a
the
homeless
Covenant
shelter,
House,
the Covenant
Yeah.
House.
homeless shelter in
youth.
Times Square. Then we would do a service in Queens at night, and then we would have meetings until 12 o'clock at night. A lot of times.
Well, I mean, look, I'm sorry that you went through. You went through with it. But I mean,
not right,
Go
but
ahead,
it's
go ahead, 'cause I
okay.
think you're going to say something that's really important.
well, no, I forgot it. I'm just kidding. No, but I was thinking, like, you know what? It happened for a reason, and I guess
It happened. No,
you the fact that you could do all of that,
Yeah.
I think maybe showed you,
who we are.
yeah, what you are, and like how much you can handle,
Yeah,
and
for
and
sure.
then you know,
For sure. I mean, you know, and
catapult
that's
you to
why.
the next spot.
So we talk about it out of 2 sides of our mouths, you know what I
Right.
mean, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
One is like, yeah, those things happen, and it was very
Traumatic.
traumatic,
Yeah.
and you know. But and then the other side is like, look at who we are now today because of
Because
it.
those years were very formative because we were
Absolutely.
very intent on serving the Lord, giving Him our best, taking care of people, even above taking care of our own selves. I mean, like literally, by the time we finished, we were completely depleted, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And I can't even really imagine how we even survived all those years, giving so much of ourselves and keeping none to ourselves. And it taught us how to deal with people. It taught us how to love people. It taught us how to deal with some of the most difficult personalities. It gave us strength in speaking together and our cultivating our relationship because that was so important because we were the heads of, you know, all these young people, and we had to be an example to them in so many ways, you know?
Yeah,
So-
I mean, before we started, we started preaching together. We would preach together on the stage, like back and forth, like tag team preaching, acting out the things, you know. And now today, you know, we still do that in other
but
ways.
you do it in your
but we
own
do
way
it in our
now.
own way, and then also like for like business, like in our Zoom calls and things like that, we understand, you know,
The power of us
power
working together
Yeah.
and
Well,
that was
and,
cultivated
yeah.
there.
And I think that's like, but that's what I always say. Like, even the good, the bad, indifferent, ugly, whatever you went through and stuff like that, as much as it's probably not pleasant in the moment, it will,
Come on.
if you get out on the other side, thank
Yeah.
you. Winning at me.
We're like, preach, sister. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dana-isms or something. but you know, it shapes you, and
It does.
then I don't know, you're a
Yeah.
higher part of yourself or a version of yourself, you know, and you just
It
get
all
through
worked. It all worked and works together for good.
Yeah,
it does,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful
God doesn't
scripture.
give you anything you can't handle.
Come on, it's true. It's true. And
As cheesy as it may be.
no, but it's the truth.
know, I have some
It's a
great
bedrock. It's a bedrock truth, honestly. And if we went through it, you know, it was so that, you know, we could come out and be better and for ourselves.
We could come out and be gold on the other side,
Then,
refined in the fire.
the first year after like coming out of it, living in LA and you know, shedding the guilt of not having that responsibility anymore. It was the year anniversary,
November 10th,
November 10th.
2002.
Wowie.
It was so.
No, 2022.
22.
It was 2002.
Wait a minute.
Even though I was like, I don't know about that.
2022. We woke up and we had like read some scripture and like we were just like talking with each other, and we had come and something else had happened, a phone call, a bunch
That
of
just
different things.
ruffled up a whole bunch of old stuff.
And what we came to the revelation of is that we can no longer look back on that experience as victims. as what it took from us. And this was like, it was a huge moment in our lives, so huge. Like
It was a breakthrough moment.
It was a breakthrough
and
moment.
it opened up so many doors.
And we have to we can't look at what it took from us. We have to look at what it gave us. In that moment, like, oh my gosh, like to your point, that moment like really changed everything for us. I would say like we begin to see successes and like doors open in a way that we never even dreamed of.
Doors that a victim can't get into.
Oh,
a victor.
Wow.
Only a victor can get through those doors.
Well, I think that's like in many regards, if there's something that's holding you back, whether it's a relationship, a job, a mindset, whatever it may be, that's gonna, affect. You have to release that in order to keep moving forward. Like I say that to like friends that are in bad relationships because I was in one of those too. But then I was in a job that I absolutely loved for my whole life that I wanted to be at. And then after 6 years, I was like, I'm not happy anymore.
Yeah.
But literally I almost a year, well, actually over a little over a year now, I quit my full-time job. And I've been just kind of rolling with it this past year. But doors I've never even imagined, like the modeling bit, I wouldn't even imagined it would have happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you have to like allow yourself to be open to that kind of stuff.
That's it. Yeah.
And so when did Bruce Glen start? Was it 2019, right? Was that what I was reading?
I would say that's when it, the Bruce Glen that everyone knows today, that's when that started.
Okay.
Everyone knows today. The entire world.
Everybody, all of this LA right here.
Exactly. Even to the mountains.
Yeah.
2019. Like officially, I guess we started in 2006.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
So way back then. But, up until this point, there have been many iterations of Bruce Glen. So we started as a ready-to-wear line. We did accessories. We were doing slapstick leather cuffs.
This is when it started to get a little bit more like who we are today.
Yeah, and they were like all fun leathers with Swarovski jewels and like celebrities were wearing them. And then that transitioned into a bag company because the guy who was making our cuffs made bags, and we were like, okay, well, let's try a handbag.
The crazy thing was that he had shelves and shelves of like leather, like 3 skins here, 3 skins there, left over from other customers who like had production lots.
So we
made
had
and finished the
access to
leather.
all these skins, like exotic skins,
Oh, snap.
beautiful
He just let
skins.
us. He only charged us what it cost to make the bag, and we just had all these free
Because
leathers.
he would have
That's
thrown away the
amazing.
leather anyway. So he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, use it. It's taking up space, please use it. And so we would literally be making these things for like $10 and selling them for like $60.
Wow.
These slapstick leather cuffs. And then that transitioned into like a break, and then a break transitioned into like a t-shirt line, and then a t-shirt line transitioned into, we're never doing this anymore. I'm
tired
My
of
heart's
this.
broken. I'm
There's too much
disappointed.
to do.
It's going nowhere.
we were freelancing in between there.
So sometimes we had a lot of money, and then we had a little bit of money, and then we had no money. And
sometimes
then
we would
Yeah,
just
White
suck it
Castle
down, yeah.
burgers. and
right,
then
we would go to the lady at White Castle, and she recognized us so much coming there that she would save the receipts from other customers, give them to us at the end of the night. We would call the little hotline and get free. You could get a free
on
burger
the survey because we
on
have
the
no
survey.
money.
If you take
yeah.
a survey, you can get a free burger.
And then we decided, you know what, we can't do this anymore. We're going back to work full time. But that's after we had worked at Home Depot for a stint, off and on. Yeah, it was.
we were
quite a
selling
journey.
kitchen cabinets and
kitchen
cabinet
not kitchen
refacing.
cabinets, kitchen
cabinet
cabinet refacing.
refacing.
We're gonna leave your boxes and give you a
Well,
new face.
that's so funny you say that because my dad needs new cabinets, so maybe you can help.
we don't have those connections
Yeah,
anymore.
no, dang it.
I know.
Well, it'll just be the faces of the cabinet. He probably wants a whole new box.
yeah.
It depends. We got to go in and
You
inspect
should
the
do
boxes.
Bruce Glen cabinets.
We
We should. We should.
Could
And
you
we,
rent?
I mean,
I'll buy them.
It's
I'll buy
coming
them.
soon.
That's funny because like next year we have a campaign of like expanding the lifestyle brand of Bruce Glen, which should be really fun.
Yeah. And so we started working full time again for a menswear brand, actually. And this was around 2017. And Bruce became the head designer at a brand called Taylor Bird.
Yeah, and then they wanted me to do social media. I said I can't do social media as well as my job, so I can clone myself. And then I
And
brought
then he
in
got
Glenn.
me an interview. I came in, and then I started working with the company too. So now we're working back together again.
Wild.
We poured everything we had into that company, so much so that the CEO, it was only 14 employees. She said, I'm convinced that no
She
one
said
works.
this in a company meeting with everybody at a round table.
She said, no one works as hard for this company as me and Bruce and Glen.
Aw.
You know, because we had like, you know, like given everything. We would stay
Because
late.
at that point we had given up on Bruce Glen.
Yeah.
And this and for 2 years we were just giving, like Bruce said, everything. And then we had an epiphany in 2019 that came through a divine message. God spoke to me, and then
he spoke to me.
he spoke to him, and God
the
basically
message
told
was
us not to get comfortable. You know,
Oh, wow.
we had
Okay.
gotten really comfortable, making a great salary, designing, going to a 9
We got
to
a new
5.
apartment. We moved out of the basement of a Filipino family's house in Queens.
But that's how it is.
Yeah.
That's how it is. Where it's
You know.
like,
And so 2019, we relaunched Bruce Glen, and then something happened in 2020. The world shut down,
Yep.
right? We didn't expect that. So we had designed this whole collection of handbags that we were ready to show in 2020. And so now we're locked down. We're coming back from Florida, of all the places to be during the pandemic, my goodness. We're coming back from Florida, and we arrive in New York City. Everything, it's like you could just
Ghost
feel the
town.
gloom
You could
in
feel,
the air.
I like, it was like there was a very specific feeling in the air.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
so
yeah.
crazy. It just felt like a
I
ghost
came here in
town.
August
Yeah.
2020, and it was like, whoa, we.
Yeah, you're like, what is going on in the city,
So
right?
crazy.
And so at this point, you know, we're working from home, which honestly was probably the best time of our lives because, and I hate to say that a lot of times because I know that's not everyone's experience during
I
the
know
pandemic.
it's such a hard
Yeah.
thing to say because in a way it was like for me too. You
Yeah.
know, it catapulted me into a totally different world than I am in
Same.
than I was in before. you
Same.
know?
It was really
Yeah.
a reset for the world. You
It
know?
was.
It opened up our eyes because we were like you know, I told you how
And we
hard
weren't going to
we were
church
working.
now. So now we weren't going to church. We weren't leaving out every night. We were at home fixing dinner. We were just
Breakfast,
enjoying
lunch,
simple
a snack.
things.
Well, I was focusing on
Cocktails all
my
day.
health and stuff like
Health.
that too, and like I have autoimmune, so like I was literally just like looking at all this crazy stuff of like health and how to fix
and how
myself.
to nurture yourself.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah.
But then you get to be outside because everyone was going outside more.
Yeah.
It was spring.
We were
Yeah.
running in
Yeah,
Central
yeah,
Park,
yeah.
and then we would go get margaritas afterwards.
We would just lay out.
Oh
on the
yeah, you can
roof.
take the margaritas to go then.
Right.
You
Take the
know?
margarita. Come on,
It was a crazy thing.
It was a
We're like,
real-
we can
it was a-
drink on the streets.
Come
now?
on.
Literally,
I don't
it was
really
so
drink,
good.
but
Sitting
still,
in
it
the
was
park
pretty cool.
Just drinking our frozen margaritas, you know.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Those things were so strong too. My
And then
God.
go home and take a nap. I mean, so it was a time where we reset and we realized the power of rest. We realized that this running around from borough to borough doing Bible, just in church, it was just, we realized this ain't it.
Yeah.
We need to really take rest. And I think the rest, I know the rest, the same way that it does physically, the rest mentally and emotionally brought such clarity, you know? And then with the clarity came the ability to dream and to really think about what I wanted my next 5 or 10 years to look like. And we started
Because we were on autopilot, just going and
Yeah.
going and going and going. You have no time to dream, no time to think.
and when you're on
Yeah, you
autopilot, you look back and you're like, where's my life? What happened? You know?
Well, that's what I felt like with my life too. And I was just like, no, I can't keep doing this. And actually the turning point for me, like a year ago, was Joy Behar from The View. And she said that she's like never been happier. And she was like, she's 85. No, she's like 82 or something at the time. And I was like, if she's 82 and she's saying this, I got plenty of time.
Right.
I'm going to quit my job.
yeah,
You understand?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I told her, and she's like, good for you. I'm like, thanks.
yeah, wonderful, wonderful.
But
There's so much more than this rat race, that
Well,
we're sort of
yeah.
kind of thrusted into because we have to live,
And I think a lot of people are realizing that more and more as time goes on now, because I'm seeing so many people, and a lot of people reach out to me being like, I was in the same kind of position as you were last year, and now I feel like I want to quit my job or I want to do it. And I'm like, I mean, don't listen to me because I don't know about financial advice, but do it.
Yeah.
Just take the wheel.
Don't listen to me, but do it.
And you'll be much better for it. You know?
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
like if you bet on yourself, then that you really can't fail, because it's like you it's for you. You're working for yourself. Like you would be in the rat race, but now you're in the rat race with yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, what was the like pivotal? Was there like one style that you had in Bruce Glen that like really like changed the game and like kind of was the pivotal moment?
Yeah.
Are you
was
going to
that?
say the same style, I wonder?
Oh, let's
Are you
see.
talking about clothing or you talking about?
You're talking about one piece of an
yeah,
article
like
of clothing.
Yeah, like clothing. Yeah.
that's
It was our rainbow silk slip dress.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too.
I think I know which one you're talking about. 'Cause it's really
that I
fire.
think we got on like a few influencers that we, you know, we met and stuff, and then it was sold at Saks. But that dress, like,
It sort of kind of set the
Tone.
tone for who we are as a brand. You know, it was full of color.
and it was just like kind of like
It was
it was like
easy.
your pants.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
blended gradient
Blended,
type vibe.
It was, I guess, because one of the things that we really love is very casual silhouettes, just in explosive color, print, and
Yeah.
pattern. You know, so it's very easy to wear, and it looks like you've done the most in getting an outfit together. But I mean, I'm so comfortable. I have on a pair of Cupro
Drawstring.
twill
Yeah.
drawstring pant and a shirt that's silky, and I
But it
can go to
looks great.
sleep in this. I fly in an airplane in this, and then I get off the plane and I go to dinner.
We've
And
done
it's
that.
literally, I've done that plenty of times in this same exact outfit. You know,
And for me, it's like I can't really match things when they're neutral. I mean, neutrals are easy to match, but like I don't know, I can't do the style bit. Like I don't know how to do my hair. I'm like probably the worst model type person there would be. I'm like I don't know how to maintain myself. But like when I like do the color blocking and stuff, like I thrive off of that
Yeah.
now because I can. I don't know. I can match easy. You first of all, you don't need a match.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, I don't know. It's just it's more fun.
I get
and I
it.
could be
I
like,
get
what
it.
can I could put this sequin shirt with these velour pants.
Yeah.
And do you know what I mean? Like and it's
just
fun.
so much more fun.
Do
You know,
would you consider it also like because I heard this term like about a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, and I was like, wow, this is me, and that's kind of like where it changed for me. But dopamine dressing,
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
and because you just feel so happy.
feel happy.
You
All
do.
the time.
It changes your mood, and it changes the mood of the room. That
Yes.
whatever room you walk
Yes.
into, we just. I think I was telling you in New York City, a woman who was a fan of the brand, and I was just DMing with her yesterday because she wants like some about prints and patterns on denim fabric because she wants to reupholster things in her house.
Cool.
Without prints
Wow.
and patterns.
I know, so fun, right?
But she had cancer, breast cancer, and she was talking about during her treatments, she had to walk into the radiation room or to get chemotherapy, and like everyone would be sitting around, and everyone was so sad, and she made it a point to wear her most colorful clothing. A lot of it included Bruce Glen,
Yeah.
when she would go to her appointments, and it would literally change the mood of the room.
Yeah.
Everyone in the room would change when she would walk in the room. They were expecting her because she was that light and that sunshine that walked into the room, and it was simply wearing color.
Yeah,
It's scientific too.
It's scientific. I think it's spiritual. I think that was the thing that that really was in our minds for creating the collection in 2020.
Because we created in 2020. That's when we
Wow.
started designing
Clothing
the
again.
colorful Bruce Glen that you see today.
What a fitting time too.
Yeah.
When it's like, everyone's on the low,
Yeah.
know. And
yeah,
then you-
and everyone was so drawn to it. Like
Yeah.
retailers were drawn to it. They were like, "This is what we need
This,
right
I'll tell
now."
you the story. This so we had gotten into Saks during this season, and Saks was putting together like a floor of like emerging brands and stuff, and they
It was in
asked-
partnership with Barney's.
It was in partnership with Barney's in the Fifth Avenue store in New York, and they were asking each of the brands for like a pattern that was their own that they would use in the display of that brand. And we also had a window too. In the windows, everything. And so the print that we had created was our Bruce Glen logo blocks print. It was
Yeah,
like
it's
all
cool.
rainbow,
and we call it the happy print. That's what we call it.
And
It's
so
the happy logo.
And so we
blocks.
gave them the print. They were like, "This is great. This is so happy." And
So we finally, I think, were we living in LA? No, we hadn't
we were
moved
in
to
New
LA
York.
back then. At that point, and so we had come into the store once everything was set up, the 5th floor, and the doors open, and we see like all this beige and brown,
olives.
You're like,
and it's spring. It's spring. So I mean, it's light, but it's also neutral.
Neutral.
Yeah,
And in the
everything's
middle-
Pastel
and then we
pinks
turn the
kinda thing.
corner, right in the middle of the floor. There's this huge Bruce Glen display,
Colorful,
and it is literally
rainbow.
the only colorful thing on the floor.
Everything else is neutral as neutral can be.
Yeah.
And I'll send you the picture.
Yeah, please.
And I started crying, and it wasn't from joy.
Mm-hmm.
My first thought was, "Oh no, we don't fit in." That was the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, we're here, we're in this
tacky.
high-end store. We finally got this opportunity, and now we're here. We don't even fit in. Everybody's doing neutrals, and look at us. What are we doing? And I called my sister.
And there was a huge wall of that print, like, behind the display, and I was like, it's just crazy. So you called your sister.
I called my sister.
She's my sister as well.
And it's his sister as well. It's our sister. And I said, Gina, her name is Gina. I said, Gina, we're here in Saks and we're looking at the display.
She's like, why are you crying?
Why are you crying? And I said, well, it's because I'm looking around and we don't fit in. Look at our display versus everything else. And she said, brothers, that's what she called us. You were made to stand out.
Yes.
You've always been different.
And it's better that way. Look, you can be like everyone else all the time, but that's what I realized because similar to that, I would go to conferences all the time for radio, and it's always like a lot of men in suits, black suits, and I would always try to match that. And even like you with your voice, you want to try to match that voice, you know what I mean? And I don't got that deep voice like the newscaster voice. And I was like, you know what? Like, I'm tired of this. So I'm going to find suits that are like loud. Like, I mean, it's like kind of a suit, like what you have on, you know what I mean? But like, I would find like actual like business suits that were either full sequins or bright colors.
Yeah.
I found one that was hot pink, and that was the first one I did. And when I wore it to a conference, the reactions that I got was insane. Like, they were all like, oh my God, this is great. This is so you, da-da-da. And I was like, I kind of like this. So like, I kept doing that. And I would tell kids or like, people in college that wanted to get into the business, I'm like, just be you, stand out. Because you know what? If you're shy, people are going to come up to you and be like, what are you wearing? Or what are you doing? That is going to start a conversation right there. And then that's how you can open up the door to the conversation, whatever you want to say. Or, hey, like, I need a job. You know what I mean? It could be something so simple.
Yeah.
But that's what worked for me now for the last like 4 years or something. And that's what I love. And that's why when I saw you two, I was like, this is insane. You know what I mean?
And it's for sure a conversation starter.
Absolutely. And I think you don't need to wear the black suit or be in the beige colors, neutral colors all the time. You know what I mean? It's just people aren't used to it, I think. So sometimes it makes people maybe uncomfortable or just like, wow, you're brave for wearing that. It's like, no, you can do it too. I always say that to everyone. I'm like, you can do it. With tinsel in my hair, I'm like, go for it. And they're like, no, I can't. I'm like, yeah, you can.
Tinsel.
Yeah, thank you.
We just decorated our tree and it's full of
oh my
tinsel.
God, I'm matching
and I was thinking about you when we decorated the tree.
Literally, people send me like tree tinsel or all this stuff like on Instagram. I'm like, I'm glad I like you think of it when you see the tree. Please, I love it. That's amazing. Okay, so we're going to be wrapping up shortly, but I have a question about like, modeling and fashion design as a new model or as someone that's watching this that is getting into fashion or wants to. What would you recommend, because you've been through all different types of realms of this. So like how does someone break into this industry? Because it is a dog eat dog world out there, I think. You know what I mean?
I think number one is just consistency. The thing is, like, you get, we were just watching that beautiful Instagram reel today about a young woman who is a singer, and she's just been going after it and going after it and going after it.
She's seen a fair amount of success, but you have an idea in your mind of what success
and you're not hitting
looks like.
it. Yeah.
And she was just talking about keep pushing, to keep going. And then, there are moments, and I don't want to say consistency to the point where you burn yourself out, because there are moments where you need to rest, and we've had so many.
Not quit,
but
just
a lot of those moments where we thought we were quitting. We thought we were quitting, but the passion and the fire for the dream was too bright, and it was burning so much that there's no way we could have quit. We just
in our minds we were like, I'm quitting. You know what I mean? Like we're hanging this up.
But we realized they were just moments of rest, because the rest, like I said, it gives you clarity. It realigns you with the vision. It gives you the ability to dream. Like you literally cannot dream unless you're resting.
If you're on the go.
And so this is the same thing for your life, spiritually, emotionally, physically. You literally cannot dream unless you're resting.
We need to plan rest like we plan everything
So
else.
consistency, but making sure you're taking those moments to rest. Don't burn yourself out, or when you get burnt out or feel like you're burnt out, stop and rest, because that'll reawaken and realign you with the original purpose. And
I think that's the base of it all. I mean, there's practical things you can do, like kind of finding out like what kind of model you are. You want to enter the industry. Are you a beauty model? Are you?
But then
a
those
fashion
things
model?
I think come in resting. Because you're able to sort of assess. And a lot of times we're going on like autopilot, and we're looking to the left or to the right, what that person's doing with this. And then we're comparing ourselves and we think we're not good enough. And then that makes us want to quit. But we just need to stop, realign ourselves with the original vision, and come to an understanding of who we really are. And that will inform our future.
Wow, that's awesome. So what would be your recipe for success? This is a Dishin with Dana question here.
So one thing that we always tell people is to keep creating, because like, especially for creatives and then people who don't consider themselves creatives, but they are creating something, they are putting something in the world.
Especially because you were created by the creator to create.
And I think that it's important to have that practice of creating and testing the limits of your creation,
and it keeps
expanding
you prepared.
the limits of your creation.
That was one of the things that happened when we had this epiphany, that we weren't to be or to remain comfortable or get comfortable.
Don't get comfortable.
Was specifically what God had told us, and then we came to the conclusion that if opportunity would present itself, would we have something to show?
If Anna Wintour came up and said, "Show me what you got," you know what I mean?
we ain't got nothing because we ain't
I can
nothing.
show you something I did 3 years ago, but what about what's
Now.
coming out of your brain right now? And then those 3 years of not creating, that's all that time you could have been perfecting. You could have been digging deeper. You could have been and not
practicing,
practicing.
Not let the resources or the lack thereof stop you from creating. Create with what you have. Use what's in your hand.
Because I had this idea for like these trims that I wanted to get made, like very specific trims in China. You got to get them made
That's a whole
there.
process. You got to get a mold. The mold cost is astronomical.
So
Then
I
you
said,
gotta
bro,
get it
let's
made.
just go to the metalworking store and see what's there, and so we found these little square rings that we made bags out of. That because of creativity and using the resources that we had, it really pushed us to make something that we wouldn't have made.
A very
otherwise.
unusual shape that we wound up calling the grenade bag, and that began
it
everything
blew
all
up.
over again. It blew.
Had to. Okay, so what is your favorite dish? Do you both have the same favorite dish because you're twins? Or
Oh my gosh, we're such food people. If you can't tell, my gosh. Well, so lately we've been making a really good miso salmon brothy rice.
Ooh, oh wow,
We've been making that.
we cook a lot, and we were cooking a lot.
We cook on
Instagram
Instagram.
Live.
Oh really? I haven't seen that yet. That's amazing.
Which really grew up. I mean, now people on Instagram, I'm not Instagram, I'm sorry.
They think that we're
TikTok,
cooks. They don't even know
okay.
that we do
They
fashion.
know us for food.
imagine?
They're like, "Are you chefs?" And we're like, "No, we just like to cook."
That's
So
great.
we're cooking so much. Like I love all kinds of food. I love Thai food. I love Italian.
I made a
food.
really
I love
good
soul food.
black cherry old fashioned last night.
Ooh,
We
wow.
also make really good cocktails too, and
Okay.
like we buy a lot of like craft cocktail ingredients. We have like wood chip smokers for
That's
like the
fun.
cocktail. Like we are like really food
So
and
what
drink people.
your favorite dish is the miso brothy rice?
Right now, right
I
now,
think so too. Yeah. What
Yeah.
else have we
we made a
made?
good spaghetti the other night, like kind of how mom makes it.
Yeah.
We put a little sugar in there.
Oh yeah, to break up the
We
acidity.
love we
My
very
boyfriend's
often-
Italian, so
Okay, all right, okay.
he'd probably like smack me. Well, not really smack me in the back of the head. I was gonna say, or smack my hand. Trust me, he doesn't smack me.
No, we didn't
Be
think
like,
about
you
it.
okay? Blink twice. Okay, let us know if
We
need to
didn't
intervene.
think that at all. I didn't think
But
that.
We're
because
from Maryland too, so we make a lot of seafood.
Yeah, yeah.
We love like
shrimp
a
boil.
shrimp and like crab boil.
Yeah.
Um,
And
Just
every time we
circling
get off
back,
the plane-
the sugar in the sauce is apparently like not the
no
thing to do.
Yeah,
You
like
have to
a
put like a
very
bay
American-
leaf or something.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very.
I just
like,
wanted to clarify where I was
yeah.
going with that.
No. Oh, I understood immediately. I understood.
But
I
anyway,
understood.
yeah. So food. Okay.
We were in Italy for our birthday. So
Yes,
we had
I
a
saw
lot
that.
of great food in Italy,
did.
from Rome to Florence to Venice.
Venice, yeah, we had a
The
lot of.
Schichettis in Venice, which are like little tapas.
Yep,
kinda,
yep.
You know, with
Those
the
are
bread and
so good.
sardines.
Okay, so I'm doing a quick little speed round.
Okay.
Okay, and then I'll let you guys go and color the world. Okay, so speed round. Color block or full print?
Full print.
Okay.
I mean, that's
Full-
kind of what
yeah,
I look.
full print,
I guess
I would
full
say.
print. I love both equally, but I'll say full print since I'm wearing.
I feel
full
like you
print
guys
today.
are more print
Yeah.
kind of thing. Metallics or gradients?
Oh,
Gradients
wow, this
for
is
me.
hard.
I know. I'm like, oh gosh.
Yeah, I would say gradients for me too.
Okay, so if he says the opposite, then we could just share and switch.
Yeah, right? No, that's no fair. Okay.
But probably gradients because we wear those more than metallics.
Yeah, for sure.
But I have that really, it's not metallic, but I have that sparkly, what's it called?
Turtleneck.
Turtleneck
Turtleneck,
now that I
okay,
got from
yeah.
you guys, which is awesome. All right. Handbags or outerwear?
Outerwear for sure. Yeah.
Runway shows or presentations?
Runway shows.
Ice cream or fresh cookies?
Fresh cookies.
I
We're
cannot.
lactose intolerant, although we push
shoot,
the
I'm so
limits all the
sorry.
time.
I give you guys credit.
Even chocolate chip cookies are really no good for us. We do it anyway.
Yeah, it's all right. Live your life, you know. Okay, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
We could just talk about this. earlier.
Dinner out or dinner at home?
Both.
Oh gosh, that's so
I know
hard.
that's so hard.
Foodies.
Like,
yeah, I
if
know.
we have good company, dinner out, you know. But like, we've been
We
really
really
exploring
love-
like different recipes.
we really
these
love to
days.
cook at home though too.
Yeah, I mean, like I
just
have an
wish somebody
Airbnb
was
here.
there
I love
washing
cooking.
dishes all the time. That's
know.
all.
Yeah, that's the only thing. So
That's
for
the
that
worst.
purpose, dinner out.
Dinner out, yeah, exactly.
So no dishes.
All right, statement coat or statement shoe?
Oh,
Oh,
that's
wow.
hard.
What
Oh
is-
my
this is so
gosh, this
hard.
is so hard.
I guess maybe since LA, statement shoe.
Okay, okay, dig it. Okay, and last but not least, neon or pastel?
neon.
Yeah.
Neon, that's easy.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on. Boring.
Those are good. Those
Thank
are
you.
really good.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
It's so hard.
All right, so wrapping it up, anything next? Anything coming up that all your fans and friends need to know?
Yeah,
we're working on so many things.
We have a lot of
oh
things.
my gosh. We've made a decision that we're going to go after every dream that's in our heart.
Oh,
Especially
I
now.
love it.
We're doing
especially-
music, kids music, a kids book.
We're working
a
on
book
the
about-
second season of Joy Over, which
Yes.
is our reality makeover show.
We're talking with a really potential sponsor who's a really big makeup brand.
We're working on some really cool stuff for Fashion Week. Yeah. Oh, we're launching, or we've launched pajamas,
Oh, okay.
and we're going to be doing that in a more expanded way. We just shot some content.
Pajamas
yesterday.
are really good.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Bruce Glen. I didn't mention these pants are
Those
Bruce
Glen
Glen.
jeans
Our
are so
color
good. I
code
love those.
jeans.
The
I
color
love them.
code.
Yeah, they're so comfy too, and I'm not just saying that because you're
No,
in the
that's
room.
those. We get a lot of compliments on those jeans. I'm really
great.
happy about them.
They're great. Well, thanks so much for coming in. I appreciate it.
Thank you for
guys
having
are
us.
amazing.
I'm so happy that we got
This
to do
all
this.
worked out.
yeah, it all worked out. See, that's what I say. It will work out.
It'll work out.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Jesus, take the wheel. Hell yeah.
You gotta go. Yeah.
Thanks for spending this time with me. Seriously, it means the world. If today made you smile, think, or feel a little more connected, go ahead and follow the show, share it with someone who needs it, and don't be a stranger. Come hang out on Instagram with me at Dana M. Schaeffer. Until next time.